Just like that, we're live. Just like that. The usual peeps. Can everyone hear me? Oh, Base the Kid's in the building. Who else is in the building? Quinn 40. Got Dean, got Lee Jones. Quite a few of you are in the building. Can you all hear me? I don't know why, I'm always nervous. I'm like, can you hear me? Any moment now, says Husey. We can hear you, they say. We can hear you, loud and clear. Oh, man. Let's do this. No alcohol today. It's a cup of green tea. Cup of green tea and ginger tea mixed. Because I'm tired as hell. Let's get a little sip. Let's wait for the contingent to arrive into the live. That is steaming hot. Don't fall. All right. Let's quickly say hello to people. Lee Jones, what's good, brother? Sam Burkett in the building. Dean Bastone. Gary Nicholas. Adi. I'm here. Calm down. I'm here. Calm down. Quinn 40. Evening, my man. Thank you, Quinn. Team Banchamek. We go again. We do. We go again. This is the work ethic you need. You go again, people. One day's not enough. Back-to-back days. Mark Bardley says, what's up, Ade? Highlight of my week. Love it. I love when people say that. I don't know why. I love it. Base the Kid. Ortiz Jr. might not be the next up. We'll talk about that. For those of you that don't know what he's referring to, Vergil Ortiz, yesterday fought Morris Hooker. Got the stoppage, but we'll talk about the fight. I thought it was a good fight. Amandeep Johal. Good evening, Ade. Good evening, Amandeep. Husey won. Any moment now. We're here, Husey. We made it. Harim. Hi, Ade. Hi, dude. Reese Morgan. Hello, Ade. Been waiting for this all day. I love when people say that. I absolutely love when people say that. Josh Mars, we can hear you. Base the Kid, we can hear you. 2 seconds. Stella's back in the building. You know what I like? I like that people wait for this because we've obviously built a community, haven't we, amongst ourselves, and we wait for this now. We wait for it. What happened yesterday? All of a sudden we're talking boxing. Then for about an hour we talk about movies. I don't know what happened, but all I know now is that tonight we are going to talk boxing, obviously, but at the end of it we're going to talk about the best TV series. We're gonna name them. Americans, get your ones in. We got some great ones over here. Get them in. We're going to talk about that, and that could take up fucking 2 hours. Early super chat from Quinn 40. He's started quick, boy. Yes, Ade, how are you, my man? Before this kicks off, a couple of lives I've missed. You talked films. Get these. Deliverance, A True Romance, good film. My Cousin Vinny. Oh, I really loved My Cousin Vinny with Joe Pesci in it. I'm sure it is. Falling Down. Good film, Falling Down. And Old School DiCaprio, Basketball Diaries. Good film. All right. Someone's asking me here, what do I make of Tony Bellew? So let me read out your name. Stanley Redden says, what do I make of Tony Bellew having an OnlyFans account? I don't know. You know what it is? Got to do what you got to do in it. When I think of OnlyFans, I used to think of it as something different to what it is. I think there's a lot of people just put their content behind a paid wall. Yeah, I'm not a fan of it, but hey, it is what it is. Rowan Perry says, just thought I'd pop in and drop a like. I can't stay long. Why can't you stay long? What else are you doing on a Sunday evening? Why can't you stay long? Amandeep Johal talks about rate Okolie's performance. All right, you know what? Let's do it. In fact, one more sip and then we'll talk boxing. That's good. Green tea and ginger tea mix is good. Rowan Perry has got an exam tomorrow. Doesn't matter. Tell your lecturer or teacher that Ade said You know what it is? It is what it is. All right, let's talk about Lawrence Okolie's performance yesterday. I thought it was perfect. Like, I actually couldn't find a fault. If I'm gonna if I'm gonna nitpick, I'll say the only fault is that when he got up close, he grabbed Glowacki and Glowacki grabbed him, and there's still that, okay, can he box in close? But he was clearly told to do that. That was clearly his instructions. If Glowacki steps into your pocket, grab him. So you can't, he was clearly going by instructions there. Other than that, for a guy in his 16th fight to look that seasoned against an experienced vet and get the job done and win a world title and make it look that easy, then I'm sorry. I mean, there's a long way for him to go. A long way. I mean, Okolie is going to cause the other guys in the cruiserweight division big problems. And that's including Bradis. That's including Makabu, who has improved since he lost to Tony Bellew. He's going to cause them problems just because he's got that range, he's got that power, he's got that confidence, he's got the fact he's got youth on his side in terms of there's no damage on him whatsoever, where there is a bit of damage on both of the other two, especially Makabu. So he's going to cause them big problems. I was super impressed with his jab. He doubled up his jab, he went to the body, and when he threw a couple of right hands early, I think it was either round 2 or 3, he landed a couple of stingy right hands, and Glowacki, hold on 2 secs, guys. Just got someone at the door. 2 seconds. This is so random. I do apologize. Guys, I don't even know what happened. It's got a bloody random delivery on my door. I'm back. It wasn't pizza. It wasn't pizza. I promise. It was a delivery. All right, we're back. And the funny thing is, I bloody turned my buzzer off so no one could come in. All right. Let's get back to where I was talking about. All right, so Okolie for me, proper performance. Someone saying, was it 5 guys? Obviously, that boy, Danny Boy Green, was in the chat yesterday. Pizza, it wasn't pizza either. It was. Guys, today it's a healthy day. It literally is green tea and ginger tea. No crap today. Friday and Saturday. So today, boy, we're cleansing. We're cleansing the system. But yeah, I think they're going to go for Makabu next. If I'm Eddie Hearn, I go for Makabu next. You can get Makabu over here. Financially, it's a lot cheaper than getting Bradis over here. Get Makabu over here, and then you wait for the other two. But for me, Okolie deals with Makabu quickly. Too big, too strong, too fresh, and is going up. Like, literally, he's not even the finished article yet, and I thought it was special. So for me, it's Makabu next, and then we'll see what happens. Let me read what people are saying. Base the Kid said, Okolie performed amazingly last night, but he needs to keep Bradis' name out of his mouth. I get what you're saying. Look, the thing is, for me personally, if you're a world champion, that's it. You can't not call out other world champions. You can't. You can't say I'm a world champion, but, no, I'm only 16 fights in. No. If you're a world champion, almost a bit like Josh Taylor, who won a world title similar, right? What did Josh Taylor win his first world title? 14 fights. You've got to start calling out other guys. I'm not having the fact that I'm still learning. Call them all out. So yes, I don't think he's personally ready for a Bradis. No, but you've got to call him out. And then it's up to Eddie Hearn to swerve it smartly. And again, go for Makabu and then maybe go for a couple of defenses. And then when he's 20, 21 fights into his career, see where Bradis is. And then that fight should be a lot easier. But I'm with you. I don't think he beats Bradis as well. Sammy Pavey saying, hope it's Makabu next, not Bradis. Another thing I get excited when I see a performance like that, but we have to kind of tailor it with the fact that Glowacki was out of the ring for 21 or 22 months out the ring. It's a long time. Lawrence Okolie fought in December, was it? December, January. So he was definitely the fresher of the two. But It's difficult, man. You're seeing Glowacki is a very experienced fighter, and you're seeing he doesn't know how to get under Lawrence Okolie's jab. He doesn't know how to close the distance, and it's Okolie. He's got that. You get touched by that power, you start to back off. It's scary power, very very scary power. 2 seconds. Jake Jansen says, could Lawrence Okolie beat Tony Bellew? The Tony Bellew who beat David Haye. Is that hopefully that's what you're saying? I will say this though. First of all, the Tony Bellew that beat David Haye was at heavyweight, so it was a bit of a higher weight class. Don't know. It's a good fight, that. It's a good fight. Tony Bellew at cruiserweight, sharp, you know. Like, it was very, although I thought Usyk was just kind of playing with him and working him out for the first 4 or 5 rounds, he was very, very sharp against Alexander Usyk. Very, very sharp. So I'm not quite sure. It's a good question. I tell you one thing, Okolie isn't beating the David Haye that fought Enzo Maccarinelli. That David Haye, no siree. But this is Okolie's time. Let's see what happens. Mark D says, I hope Lawrence gets that gold Sky Dweller. I was shocked by that because, I mean, the gold Sky Dweller is about 35, 40 bags. You can buy that himself. I mean, look, if you can get it free, get it free. But that shouldn't be big money to Lawrence Okolie. But if you can get it, get it. E-Machines 34 says, would Okolie be Usyk at cruiser? Absolutely no, not yet. No way. No way. Team Banchamek says he's a skinny cruiser, so he should make the weight pretty easy. Who's a skinny cruiser? You're not referring to Lawrence Okolie as a skinny cruiser. You can't be. Let me tell you that now. You cannot be saying Lawrence Okolie is skinny. I've seen Lawrence Okolie in camp. I've seen Lawrence Okolie in his walk-around weight. If that's what you think is skinny, then no. I'll tell you that now. He's not skinny at all. 2 seconds. Is Okolie now a heavyweight? No, Okolie's not going to go to heavyweight yet. No chance. Although if I'm him, a couple of fights at cruiser, then I go to heavy. But he'll stay there. Sheehan Burns says, how heavy do you think he was in the ring? I don't know. Some people said 215. 215 possibly, which is pretty big. Pretty big. Eddie said 16 stone in the ring yesterday. That's a lot. How do you put that much weight on? How do you like rehydrate to that heavy in 24 hours? That's a huge amount. Hughesy1 says, I don't think Okolie's style will work at heavyweight. I don't understand that, Hughesy. There's so many different styles at heavy. There is not one. Everyone's got a different style at heavy. So I think his style will work because for me, it's all about the jab. Everything in boxing is all about the jab. And Okolie's got a good jab and flicks his jab out regularly. It will work. And he's got very long levers as well. So look, we'll see. We'll see how he gets on. For now, look, he just won his first world title at cruiser. Let's see what he can do at cruiser first. Because like Base the Kid said, there's some work at cruiser. There's some guys, I mean, I know we're talking Makabu and Bradis. There are other guys as well coming up. So we'll see how he gets on at cruiser. I mean, a lot of people want to see the Riakporhe fight. Personally, I don't think Riakporhe's ready for that yet, but a lot of people want to see that as a domestic fight. So there are fights out there at cruiser, and then we'll see what he can do at heavy. What we got here? Keo, son of King T, says, sorry if you've already covered this, Ade. I just came on, but what do you think of the Chris Eubank Jr. fight? I don't think much of it. I don't think much of it at all, if I'm honest with you. I get it. He's been out the ring for a very, very long time, so I kind of expected the first fight back to be a bit of a gimme. But you know what the problem is? As much as I expect it, the problem is Chris Eubank Jr.'s mouth. I mean, Chris Eubank Jr. has been talking, he's been calling out everyone. So he's been calling out X and Y, I'm going to fight this person, that person. He's been calling out guys from 160 to 168. So you're like, oh, hello. And then all of a sudden, It's Morrison, who I'm not having a dig at, by the way. Good luck to him. You get the fight, but you can't. And this is what I'm saying when fighters do that chirping. You're doing all that, and that's what you bring to the table. Let's just say I wait to see who he's going to fight in September, October. Let's just see if it's going to be someone of note. Because I mean, boy, I don't know. Chance99 said Okolie had an interview where he said he wants to unify at cruiserweight, possibly go for the Bridgerweight title, then move to heavyweight. I'm hearing things about this Bridgerweight title that it might be scrapped, or completely like. So a lot of people talking about the Bridgerweight thing. I'm hearing that Bridgerweight isn't going to go ahead, pretty much. Like they're kind of saying, what's the point? Just because other belts are not agreeing to it. Like obviously it's the WBC has spoken about the Bridgerweight, and for it to work, all the sanctioning bodies have got to agree with it, and I don't think they're going to do that. So yeah, it's silly, so I don't think it's going to happen. I'm not quite sure if it happens. Big Bundit says Eubank is the most wasted career ever, in my opinion. Imagine if he stayed with Hearn, how massive he would be. Why does everyone assume that's like fighters that stay with Hearn become massive all of a sudden? Like Scott Quigg stayed with Hearn. Doesn't always work like that. It's not stay with Hearn and become massive. It's Hearn will definitely take you to a next level if you've got something, but it doesn't mean you're going to stay with Hearn and become big. By the way, a very good performance that we're not really talking about, and I think it deserves credit, is Anthony Fowler's performance yesterday. I know Anthony Fowler gets a lot of stick. I don't know if it's because he's a scouse or whatever. He gets a lot of stick, but I thought it was a good performance. And I think, is that his first or second fight under Shane McGuigan? I think he deserves some credit. I think it was good. I think it was good yesterday. I'm not saying it's good that he's going to go on to be a world champion or even become world level, but I think it's a good performance. And I do wonder if they're going to try and do that Scott Fitzgerald fight down the line. But I'll tell you this now, when it's all said and done, he's going to have a better career than Scott Fitzgerald. That's just how it's going to be, because obviously Fitzgerald has his own issues outside the ring. And I think like Fowler just looks a bit more switched on. And I like the Shane McGuigan link up. And I think Shane McGuigan deserves a lot of credit as well. How old is Shane McGuigan? I mean, he's had 4 world champions now. You have to give him credit. You have to give him a lot of credit. Well done to him. You know, I've not watched all the fights. I need to watch Lee McGregor's fight. I heard that Lee McGregor put on a really good performance on the IFL TV show. I haven't watched it. What we got here? What's someone saying? Lee King Anos says, Anos? It is Anos, yeah. Hearn is a good promoter, but can be ruthless like the others. Look at how he's planning the Canelo versus Plant fight already. He's not planning it, but that's not a bad thing. I mean, it's not a bad thing. Look, if it's smart matchmaking, and you got to do that. You got to think ahead. You can't just think of one fight and then stop. You know, you think ahead. Look, if Billy Joe Saunders wins, then it's Billy Joe Saunders versus Plant. So you've got to do that, man. You've got to do that. Jacob Quigg says Fowler got rocked in round 2. Dude, it's boxing. It's almost like saying it's raining outside, you get wet. You're gonna get rocked. You're gonna get hit. I mean, that's gonna happen. But it's even more impressive that he got rocked and came back and stopped his guy. Some people on the chat yesterday were saying it was a very early stoppage. Not for me. It was a good stoppage. But yeah, I mean, I'm not the biggest Fowler fan, but you got to give credit where credit's due. It was a good win. Good win. And it's a fight he took on quite short notice as well. So this wasn't his scheduled fight or scheduled opponent. So I thought it was a good win. He looked big, looked strong at the weight. And let's see if he stays with Shane McGuigan a bit longer, what can happen. But I do think this was a better performance than we've seen with him, with Dave Coldwell. But in saying that, I don't know the level of his opponent. Too tough, if I'm honest with you. Nick Harmer says 318 in the chat. Smash the like button. Only 62 likes. What? Smash the like button. We can get up to 100. Come on. Kobir says Fowler is European level. Don't know yet. I don't know. I don't even know. For me, European level, for me, you got to be the best 154-pound fighter in the country. Is he that? Don't know if he's that. You know, I mean, we got some decent 154 pounders in this country, you know. So for me, let's see if you're number one in this country, then we can talk about European level. I'm not, I know he won some sort of WBA international belt, whatever it was. That doesn't mean much for me. Let's see him clean up over here and then take the next step. Nathan says, Frank Warren's card on Friday looks decent. I'm going to have to look into that in a minute. Pound for pound boxing says, Fowler shocked me with these improvements. Yeah, looked good, didn't he? That's what I'm trying to say. Looked good. And again, this is credit to Shane McGuigan. I mean, Shane McGuigan's a good coach. Remember, a couple of weeks ago, I was talking about Glowacki going to America, and I was like, where are the good coaches over here? Why does Glowacki have to travel? Shane McGuigan's a good coach. Telling you now. And Lawrence Okolie was talking about Shane McGuigan not just helping him with his boxing skills, but mentally as well. I don't know if you guys saw in the changing room before the fight, Lawrence Okolie and Shane McGuigan are playing chess, and Fowler's watching on. And maybe that's just a case of just, you know, helping him calm his nerves and get mentally schooled on. I like that. I'm a fan of that kind of stuff. 2 seconds. Amandeep Johal says, if you're in the Saunders camp, what's the game plan? Get as fit as humanly possible. Saunders is going to have to be, he's going to have to go 12 rounds like he's never had to go before. Like, we know Canelo's built. Canelo built for 15 fucking rounds. Canelo go 15 rounds easy in his sleep. And so Billy Joe is going to have to be as fit. Because for Billy Joe to fight the way he has to fight to win this, he's got to literally embarrass Canelo for 12 rounds straight. And he's got to be as fit as a fiddle to do that. And I just don't think he's going to be. I can't see for the life of me Billy Joe Saunders winning this fight. Can't see it. Mark Hibbert says, first live stream I've made it to, but listen to them all. What you saying? Would Okolie get chinned by all the top 10 at heavy? This is the one thing about Okolie. We haven't really seen his chin tested, have we, yet? And I don't know why that's a thing. We all say it, don't we? That's the phrase, oh, we need to see him get hit. Man, if you don't get hit, then it's not a bad thing, right? I mean, you know, the best chins, as they say, are the ones that don't get cracked. So right now, he's doing well to avoid them. Seems to have good lateral movement, seems to be able to get out the way. Again, because his reach is so good, he seems to be able to hit you and you can't hit him. So right now, he's ticking all the boxes. I like him. Rebel One Love says, talk Beterbiev. We will talk Beterbiev in a minute. Beterbiev obviously defended his belts yesterday. I think it was a 10th round stoppage. Put his opponent down in the first as well. We're going to talk about that because what next for Beterbiev? There is obviously Dimitri Bivol versus Craig Richards. Completely lopsided fight, that one. Maybe he fights Dimitri Bivol, all Russian fight as well. Or maybe he fights the winner between Joe Smith Jr. and Glasov. It is Glasov, isn't it? Who are fighting for Canelo's vacant belt, the belt that Canelo beat Kovalev for. So there are a few fights out there for him. I think he's beatable. I like him because he's all about his destruction. He walks you down, gets hit a bit, does Beterbiev. Gets hit. I need to watch a few more Bivol fights. I was very impressed with Beterbiev against Vosdik. I mean, look, Vosdik didn't fight again after that fight. That's the beating he put on Vosdik, but does get caught a lot. But maybe he just is so tough, just walks you down. He reminds me of fucking a Khabib Nurmagomedov in boxing. It's their look. They all look intimidating, man. Someone talking about Vergil Ortiz. We will talk Vergil Ortiz in a minute. Pound for pound boxing says, I can't see anyone but Bivol beating Beterbiev. Even that's a big task. Is a big task. It is. Beterbiev did say he would welcome the Canelo fight. Canelo ain't going to 175 and fighting Beterbiev. And if Canelo did, his managers should be sacked for even allowing that fight. Why on earth would he go up there to fight that monster? The size of that man. He looks like a cruiserweight. That's how big he is. He's massive. So, Yeah, that would be a very stupid idea for Canelo. I just don't know if there's enough money in the Bivol fight. Not quite sure. That's why look. That's why they're doing Bivol versus Craig Richards. They can't get Bivol a fight, so it'll be interesting to see what they do with Bivol. Interesting to see. Melvin Nicholas says, jumping on the live on my minute break on a night shift. My man, salute to you, brother. I mean, get that light shift work in. That's not easy. No, night shift work is not easy. Well done. Congrats on a Sunday. Jeez. What did someone say? So I think someone asked me if I'd seen something. Jacob Quigg says, Ade, please tell me you seen that free kick today in the French league. I have. We're going to talk about football in a minute, actually, but I have seen the free kick he's referring to. Goalkeeper should have seen it, though. It's coming from like 50 fucking yards away. I mean, how the goalkeeper didn't see that, I do not know. So it's a good free kick, but I mean, come on. Come on. Quinn40 Super Chat says, I'm torn between buying White Povetkin next weekend or UFC. White's Hopeful Redemption or Miocic versus Ngannou. If it's a case of one or the other, I'm sorry, it's got to be UFC. It's got to be Miocic Ngannou. Although I do like the White Povetkin card. I know a lot of people have said it's not pay-per-view and that's we're always going to have that debate. Let me quickly look at the card again. I think it's a very solid card. I like it. I think that the fights are very good matchups. It's a much better card than Joseph Parker Chisora card. I'll tell you that now. Much better. So we'll quick look at it. 2 secs, peeps. Oh, bloody hell. Boxwork's asking me to log in and I forgot my password. Two seconds. Oh, fair. Bloody hell, it's gone down now. Nonsense. But yeah, some good fights on there, isn't it? Chris Congo's fighting. Who else fighting? Fabio Wardley's fighting Molina. That's such a risky fight for Fabio Wardley. I don't think Molina's washed. I don't think he's washed like that. I think Hrgovic beat him because Hrgovic beats nearly everyone at heavyweight. It's a decent card. I think you got Cheeseman versus Metcalf as well. I like the fight card. Is it pay-per-view? I don't. What is pay-per-view nowadays? What is pay-per-view? Not quite sure. But yeah, if I have money and I've got to spend it on something, it's the Miocic and Ngannou. I'm all over that UFC event. That's going to be great. Jorge says, Beterbiev has been put down before. Joe Smith Jr. will have him staring at the ceiling light. Yeah, so it's a great fight. Let's see. Look, if Joe Smith can get past Glasov, I think it's Glasov he's fighting, and win that belt, they'll do, trust me, Joe Smith will run straight to Beterbiev, and it'll be a good fight. But in saying that thing, I'll say this now, Beterbiev does get put down, but he gets up. And when he gets up, it's almost like you piss him off. When he gets up, good luck. Good luck. I'll name this account later. Big Depot, in reference to my name, I'm guessing this. What did you think of Chris Williams-Smith? Didn't like the scorecards. Got hit a lot, didn't he? I joined that fight in the second round, so I missed the first round. But look, he does some good work. I thought he tired towards the end of the fight, but got cracked a bit. And, his opponent done well to get up and carry. I thought when his opponent got put down, I think it was in the fifth. I thought, oh, that was it. His opponent done well and then got up and landed a couple. So they need to work on his movement. He's a bit stiff for me, but it will come. It will come. Darrell Carter says, Bivol versus Callum Smith. Winner fights Beterbiev. I need to see... I'm not a fan of Callum Smith coming off a loss and going straight into a title fight with Bivol. I do want to see Callum. I want to see him at 175 first against someone, and then we'll see. And then we shall see. 2 seconds. All right, someone's saying no football talk. No football talk. You're right. You're right. I'm gonna swerve the football talk. That's it. Congo versus Mickinson. Thank you, Daniel White. Good fight, that one. Really, really good fight between two unbeaten British level guys that are trying to go to European level. Good fight. What's everyone thinking about the White Povetkin fight card? I have absolutely no idea how this one's going to play out. Obviously, look, the fight's been delayed twice. Twice, people. This fight card was supposed to be, November, then January, and now, March, next weekend. I have no idea how Povetkin's going to look. I will say this, though. Povetkin now goes into that fight knowing he can ice Dillian White. But Dillian White also goes into the fight knowing he can put down Povetkin. I think it's going to be a great heavyweight clash. I really do. I think it's going to be one of the best heavyweight clashes of this year. I think both of them are going to go for it. And I can't wait. I really, really can't wait. Darrell Carter says, Parker versus Chisora isn't pay-per-view. We all know it. We all know isn't winning that he never wins when he steps up. Let me read that again. Parker versus Chisora isn't pay-per-view. We all know. And then he goes on to say, dude, what are you trying to say, Darrell Carter? I can't understand what you're saying. Write it again, slowly. Please. Are you saying that Chisora never wins when he has to step up? If that's what you're saying, yes, there is truth in that. But then you have to look at who Chisora's lost to. I mean, of his defeats, no scrubs in that, But I think the only one that I was like disappointed with was Caballero. I mean, Vitaly Klitschko, David Haye, Tyson Fury twice. I mean, Dillian White twice, and one fight I thought he won. I mean, there's not many scrubs in that. Pulev. It's just that hard. Like, I think Chisora will retire when he fights someone that he should beat and loses. That's when I think he's done. Like, even if he loses to Joseph Parker, Parker for me is the favourite to win the fight. So it's smart. Chisora's surviving because he's winning, so he's losing fights he should lose. Like, I know what Chisora's ability is. That's why I was kind of shocked he beat Takam. That's kind of where he is, the Takam level. Anything below that, Chisora will beat. Anything above that, he will lose. Usyk, I mean, the names of people that have beaten him, I mean, these are decent names. Most of these guys are either world champions or have been world champions or on the cusp of fighting for world title fights. That's the thing. What we got here? Oh yeah, someone's saying that Campbell Hatton's on the fight card as well. Mr. Sugar says, yo, Ade, you're not alone. BoxRec isn't great recently. Yeah, man, what's going on with BoxRec? Stanley Redding says, Ariola KO'd Molina in 1 round years ago. Yeah, but we forget that Fabio Wardley was a white-collar boxer. Fabio Wardley isn't no, experienced amateur coming up. I mean, this is a step up just because of where he's come from. He's now fighting a legit boxer, legit. So, again, we'll see how he gets on. We'll see how he gets on. Someone said, Lee Noble, rest in peace. Yes, rest in peace indeed, my man. Khalid says, yes, Ade, late to the party. You're never late, brother. You're never late. This party goes on for about another hour, son, so don't worry. Kobeer says, Chisora's main ability is his pre-match smack. No, that's a bit harsh. Chisora's main ability is getting in the ring and putting on a good show. I think we all can admit here, all of us, Chisora's fights are not duds. Chisora rarely puts on a dud fight. He gives it his all. And we always ask for that, right? I mean, give it your all. That's what I asked for. Chisora does that. And that's why I think he's still got a career. It's not because of his pre-fight chat. Chisora wouldn't be in pay-per-view fights just because of that. It's because he does that, but then he gets in the ring and gives it his all. Chisora leaves every fucking thing in the ring. And you got to respect that. You got to respect that. 2 seconds. Daniel White says, do I expect Wardley to win? Don't know. Wouldn't put any money on that fight whatsoever. Wouldn't put any money on it. Nathan says, Cheeseman versus Metcalf is a damn solid fight. That's what I'm saying. It's a good fight. The only thing, I would edge just to Cheeseman. I think you mentioned it here because Metcalf's been inactive. But it's a good fight. It's a solid card. Solid card. W. Thornton says, Del Boy is 39. That's crazy. It's crazy that I'm older than Derek Chisora. By the way, does anyone want to say happy birthday? My birthday's on Thursday, people. We are 40 on fucking Thursday. Can you believe that? Can't believe it. Can't believe it. What? Yeah, I know. I look younger than 40, but I am. No joke. Madness. All right. That's the UK fight card. Did you guys watch Vergil Ortiz versus Morris Hooker? If you haven't watched it and you've got the DAZN app, in fact, go on to YouTube. You can watch it, right? What a great fight for the first 5 rounds. Solid fight. Solid fight. I was very impressed with both. I mean, look, Morris Hooker lost ultimately. Got put down in... What round did he get put down in? I think it might have been the 6th. But then got put down in the round after that. But it's almost like he dislocated his shoulder or broke something. I don't know what he did, but that's why he went down. But let me tell you this, that Vergil Ortiz is a nasty piece of work. I mean, he just keeps on coming. You have to dent him to stop him. You have to dent him. But if Morris Hooker could smack a bit, he would have been in trouble because Vergil Ortiz got caught a lot. He reminds me of a lot of those, like even reminds me a bit of a Bam Bam Rios, like Brandon Rios, where it's marauding. He's a bit more skilled than Brandon Rios, to be fair, but it's marauding, and it's a case of, okay, I'm gonna land my one, but I've got to take a couple to get that, and that's how we fight. And that's all good against a fighter like Morris Hooker that can't smash a bit. Once he goes in against the big boys of the division that can smack a bit, I think he's in trouble. Honestly, I think he's in trouble. He's only 22, so he's learning. This was a step up, but I was impressed with him, but he's got to work on his defense. It literally is 100 miles per hour coming straight at you. And yeah, against a guy like Morris Hooker, who is coming up from 140, that can't really crack, it works. Against others that can crack in that division, yeah. Dan the Man says he's much more athletic than Rios. Maybe so, but I remember Brandon Rios. I think we've got to remember a young Brandon Rios. I remember when Brandon Rios fought John Murray over here, and Brandon Rios was more athletic. More athletic than he was towards the end. Someone says Reese W says, reminds me of a young Canelo. Nah, I don't know about a young Canelo. Maybe more, I'm trying to think, Victor Ortiz? I don't know. I know what you mean by young Canelo, a bit of like, he's bullish and he's very, very solid, but I don't know. Slam Dunk Production says, is Vidal Riley on your radar? No. Jorge, 135, Brandon Rios was a savage. That's what I'm talking about. I think people are thinking about Brandon Rios later on in his career when he started to slow down and he got tagged by Danny Garcia. Brandon Rios at 135 pounds, hence why he was called Bam Bam, was a savage. A savage. But again, he had the notion of to land he's 2 or 3, he would take 1 or 2. And that's kind of what Vergil Ortiz reminded me of. I don't know. That's what he reminded me of watching that yesterday. Like, I'm going to come in and I'm going to get tagged, but I'm going to get mine off. And that's all well and good when you're 22 and you've got that energy as a young kid and you can take a punch. Keep doing that for 3 or 4 years and that will wear on you. Again, I think he's lucky that Morris Hooker doesn't have a punch. But go and watch it. It's a really exciting fight. The first round felt like it was about 10 minutes long. Really good first round. Really, really good. Enjoyed it a lot. He did call out, well, he didn't really call out, but the presenter asked him about Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford and Errol Spence were ringside. And he spoke about Terence Crawford and said, look, it's a fight he would take. He did give respect to Terence Crawford, saying Terence Crawford's arguably the number 1 or number 2 pound for pound fighter in the world. I thought that was a little dig at Errol Spence, if I'm honest with you, to say that about Crawford, but he's not going to fight Terence Crawford next. That's not happening. Terence Crawford did mention Errol Spence there as well. I don't know if you saw, but there was interviews, and Terence Crawford said Errol Spence fight basically ain't happening. Errol Spence and Terence Crawford are not fighting. I'm sorry, that's down to both of them. Forget the fact that they're on different sides of the road, as we like to say. Terence Crawford versus Errol Spence not happening is a fucking disgrace. Disgrace. G-Man Boxing in the building. Big up to Ade. Big up you, brother. G-Man Boxing. Fast closing in on 4,000 subscribers, I think. Or have you passed that? Man. Crazy. Mart Hibbert says, Ade, when you sign up for a website and you got to select the 40 to 50 age range, jeez. Boy, as I said, guys, all I'm doing, Hooker can crack. Base the Kid says Hooker can crack. Hooker can crack, but can he crack at 147? You know, there's a difference. Cracking at 140 is one thing. Cracking at 147, like I watched Hooker against Ramirez. Great fight, by the way, as well. And this is kind of how it went with Ramirez as well. Can he crack? Like there's a difference. There's a huge difference. Like there's some people that can fucking hit and you stay hurt, and there's some people that just have power. I think Hooker's got power, but I don't think he can crack at 147. Don't think so at all. Conrad Boxon says, right now I pick Crawford over Ortiz all day, but he is the future. Yeah, of course, Crawford over Ortiz. Is he the future? Do you think he can beat Jaron Ennis? Is he better than Jaron Ennis? I don't know. Is he? We'll see. Chance99 says, Eubank Jr. is calling out everyone except Demetrius Andrade. He's called out Andrade before. I've heard that. I've heard the call out. It doesn't mean anything. I'm not about call outs. The call outs on social media means nothing. Like you can call out all those names, just fight. Are you guys not tired of people calling out people? Just make the fights. Just guys, we know fights don't get made on social media or Twitter or interviews with Boxing Social or IFL TV or Seconds Out or Fight Hype or any of them. Fights get made by calling your manager, his manager, your manager calls his manager, broadcaster sits down, is there enough money on the table? Okay, let's do it. Not social media. I'm tired of these guys shouting each other out on social media. It just doesn't work. Nothing works. Mike Henry says Callum Smith versus Badu Jack. Yeah, as a first fight at 175, wouldn't mind. Badu Jack looks like he's still there or thereabouts. Fought on that Triller, the first Triller one, didn't he? Yeah. Sire H says Eubank Jr. is a fraud. I think that's what you've tried to say. He's not a fraud. He's not a fraud. I mean, no one that gets in the ring is a fraud. I'm not having it. It's too difficult to do it. It's far too difficult to get in the ring for us to then sit at home eating ice cream, fucking feet up on our sofas, calling him a fraud. No chance. What's this? GT says, hey, Ade, just finished my jog. Don't make me feel bad, brother. Do not make me feel bad. I have not done any work for months. I ain't doing shit until the gym opens. We've got Charlie Mosley says, I've got a feeling that this year could be the best year for boxing with all the potential matchups available. Well, you say that, but the one that I really want to see, obviously, look, Fury, AJ, no doubt. But other than that, it's Crawford Spence. All I want to see is Crawford Spence right now. Like this is, for me, this is the last year. Like this is it. They're both right now. No excuses. No age excuse. No wear and tear excuse. I mean, Spence looked good after the accident fighting against Danny Garcia. They're ripe. It's perfect. But no, they're pricing each other out of it. It's nothing. I don't think it's anything to do with Bob Arum or ESPN or Al Heyman. It's Crawford and Spence now. That's it. I think they're both just maybe being a bit too greedy when it comes to that. Difficult not to be. But yeah. It's a fight in America that I don't think is as big as the fight should be in terms of a pay-per-view draw. Like in my eyes, because of what it is, it's a pay-per. That's a 1 million. It's a 1 million pay-per-view fight. Do you know what I mean? But it isn't that. It won't get that. And maybe that's the problem. Maybe they're pricing what they want up as though it makes 1 million pay-per-view buys, and it won't do 1 million pay-per-view buys. Just won't. You know, it'll sell out Madison Square Garden or the T-Mobile Arena, but it won't do that much in pay-per-view buys. Just won't do. Just won't do it. Super chat here from North2K7 says, if Okolie and Dave Allen fought today at their current weights and skill level, Who wins? Okolie most probably. Okolie, but man, you can't sleep on Dave Allen's. Like, Dave Allen's got a little crack at heavyweight, you know. And again, it's the thing that we said about we haven't seen Okolie take one yet. But I would say Okolie. But there's a big difference between a cruiserweight and a heavyweight. But I would go over Okolie right now. Stephen Galante says, good evening, Ade. Do you think Fury's inactivity is going to play into AJ's hands? I hope so. Tell you that now. I bloody hope so. I'm taking anything you can give me as to why I think AJ would win this fight. Like, I'm grabbing on anything. That's my only one concern about this fight happening, that Fury hasn't had a fight now for over a year. Obviously, he fought Wilder last year, February. That's a long time. If he fought Caballero in December, I think we're good to go. We're good to go for June, and it was a comfortable points victory or a late stoppage. We're good. That's a lot of inactivity, you know, especially if we're talking about the fight happening in June or July. That's a long time out of the ring. That's a year and what? What's that? March, April, May, June. A year and 4 or 5 months. What's that? 16, 17 months out of the ring to go into what is the biggest fight in British boxing of all time. It's a long time, my friend. North 2K7 says, in your time watching boxing, have you ever seen a boxer handle a loss as bad as Wilder? No, I haven't. I genuinely haven't seen it. I don't know what else to tell you, my man. The excuses piled up massively, didn't it? I mean, and then obviously what happened with his trainer as well. It's strange. And then him just almost vanishing for a while. Look, I don't mind it. In a loss, do whatever you got to do to kind of heal those wounds, right? And I'm not talking about physical. I'm talking about mental wounds after being defeated, and you're an undefeated boxer. So that's going to take a lot to deal with. But he vanished, especially when you consider that there was they were signed to go again. You'd think that it was like, okay, let's go again. He vanished. It was strange. And then he came back and it was excuse after excuse after excuse. Man. Yusuf Patel says, Ade, what do you think of Craig Richards fighting Bivol? I just don't get how Craig has just won a British title and is already challenging for a world title. I don't like it, but if I'm Craig Richards, I take it. I mean, I take it all day long. I'm a fighter. If I'm Craig Richards, I think I'm a fighter, and this is my dream to become world champion. Look, fighters are in this game for two things. To become a world champion, right? That's the main thing. And to make good money. In fact, no, the main thing is to make good money and then to become a world champion. Back in the day, those things were hand in hand. You're a world champion, you've made good money. It doesn't really work like that anymore. Someone's giving him a chance to become a world champion and make good money, you're going to take it. You're going to take it. But I personally don't think he's got a chance. But look, this is boxing. Guys, we've seen upsets happen. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. Craig Richards is a good fighter, but yeah, this is not for me. Not for me at all. Quinn 40 Super Chat says, have you heard Mayweather has offered to help out AJ in a Fury fight? He has McCracken and one or two others. If Mayweather joins, too many cooks. Yeah, I don't necessarily think he was talking from a training standpoint, because that's not going to happen. I wonder if he's talking from other things. Maybe even might be talking about commercially helping him or the mental aspect of it. But it's definitely not from a training standpoint. I don't think he's getting involved with that. But everything else, I mean, if Mayweather offers you advice in all the other things, so commercially and mentally, then you jump in. You jump in. Stephen Tokley says, I don't think AJ Fury happens this year. Well, look, Eddie did say, and look, everyone is saying it's all now down to a site fee. The fight is signed. It's now down to a site fee. Eddie said they've had as many as 30 people or 30 businessmen or whatever put their hat in the ring saying, we want to do the fight. He said the recent one was a massive bid from somewhere in Asia. Massive. And I guess they've got to now do their due diligence on whether this person can really front up the money. But I think it happens. I think it's just a case of waiting to see where this fight takes place. Again, I don't care where it takes place. Do I want Wembley? Yes. Do I care where it takes place? No. No. Do I care if the Mexican drug cartel put up the money for it? No. Just want to see AJ versus Fury. And wherever it takes place, I'm going. I'm going. Giant Sandals, in relation to the Wilder talk, says not to bum AJ, but he handled his loss ridiculously well. Didn't say anything about supposedly being unwell until after he won the rematch. Yeah, he did handle that well. I think, I gained a lot of respect from AJ the way he handled that defeat, especially considering how big AJ was at the time. I mean, AJ was massive, and then he's getting beat the way he got beat as well. Handled it very well, man. Yeah. Jacob Quigg says Ivan Drago didn't take the loss against Rocky well. Not seen him since. Ade, do you think, this is from AK Super Dope, says, Ade, do you think Wilder has been paid 10 million to step aside for AJ Fury? Don't know. Do I think that has happened? I do think some step aside money has been given, not just to Wilder, but to Usyk, if I'm honest with you, or agreed. I don't think it's been given yet, but agreed, yeah. Do I think would it surprise me? No. I mean, fighters have taken step aside money before. What's this one? Amandeep Chahal says Max Kellerman says if they don't find the venue in the next 30 days, contract expires. Yeah, don't listen to Max when it comes to this kind of stuff. Like, what's going to happen? It's not that the contract expires. It's almost a case of if they want this fight to happen in June, then this fight needs to be signed off. So the contract doesn't expire like that. Lampoost Jackson says, Ade, do you reply to people on Instagram? Sometimes. I'll get so many requests, but sometimes I do. I'm not that bad. I'm not that bad at all. What else we got? Joe Blow says, Abuja National Stadium. I'd love it. Can't see that fight happen in Nigeria at all. Pablo Splinter says, Ade, have Fury's comments about not fighting in the UK again lost him fans? Was saying that a misstep and wanted to sway more people towards supporting AJ. I don't think so. I think Fury gets away with saying a lot of shit. Like, Fury gets away with a lot of stuff, you know. A lot of stuff. I don't think it affects his brand that as much anymore. I just don't think it does. I think people kind of expect Fury to say things. I think he just gets away with it just because of this persona he's built. Imagine AJ saying that. Imagine AJ saying, no, I'm never fighting over here again. And just saying it so nonchalantly, like, yeah, not fighting in the UK again. Gets away with a lot of stuff, man. Gets away with a lot of stuff. G-Man Boxing says, smash the like button, lads. Lads and ladettes. Might as well smash the like button. Two sec. Lee Keng Anos says Fury contradicts himself twice a sentence. He just comes out with so much bollocks. No one's asked to keep track. It's not that. It's almost like the interviewer is, I'm not going to say scared, to kind of, like Coogan. Okay, say that was Coogan that was interviewing him at the time he said those things. I think Coogan would have asked a couple of follow-up questions because Coogan's a bit more comfortable, I think, in speaking to Fury because he interviewed him for years, right? Interviewed him hundreds of times. I think he would have said, what do you mean you're not fighting in the UK again? And he would have pushed him on it a little bit. So I think it's just a case of he needs to get pushed a bit in his interviews. That's what it is. 2 seconds. How long we got left? Oh shit! We haven't spoke about the best TV series of all times. We haven't done it. Lee the Ball Guy says, Ade, are you going to get G-Man a job? Where? What, you mean on TalkSport? He'll get there soon. There's a couple of you guys that know. There's a lot of you guys that know your boxing and good, you know. Like, I don't know why Base the Kid, who I've spoken to in a couple of times, I don't know why he doesn't have a YouTube channel. What's everyone waiting for? All right, here we go. TV series time. Or should we still talk boxing? We'll do a bit of both. Pound for Pound Boxing says Vikings is sick. Haven't seen it. This is interesting, right? Sammy Pavley and Joe Blow said Breaking Bad. Can I be honest with you? Is it a slow burner at the beginning? Because I started it and I stopped after about 45 minutes. I'm like, Can we get there, please? So I haven't seen it. I saw some good ones. Anthony Vander, The Wire. Classic with a capital C. Classic. Classic. Love it. Absolutely love it. G-Man Boxing, going back to boxing, says, Rob is great for asking tough questions. Rob Tebbett is the greatest for pushing and asking another question. I'm actually doing the Boxing Social podcast again on Tuesday. I'll try and get a word in if I can. All right, Snowfall. My sister told me to watch this. I'm going to watch Snowfall after this. I heard it's really good. Breaking Bad. Another one said Breaking Bad. The Walking Dead. Yeah, these are all right. Mark D's given his top 5 here. The Wire, Sopranos, very, very good. Deadwood, didn't get into it. Mad Men, Band of Brothers. Dude, top 5. This is like 20. Honorable mentions. Okay. Breaking Bad, Chernobyl, Friday Night Lights, Southland. Dude, why is no one mentioning some classics? We're talking classics here, people. Luther, legendary stuff. Only Fools and Horses, legendary stuff. The Office, legendary stuff. What's going on? I'm disappointed in the... There you go. Gary Nicholas, Fools and Horses, there is no other. Legendary stuff, my man. Husey1 says Game of Thrones. Can I be honest with you? Haven't watched 1 second of Game of Thrones. Not even lying to you. Not even lying to you. Rooney AMUFC says 24. Bruv, I was addicted to 24. Like addiction. Like I would watch one episode and then I'd look at the time and I'd think, all right, if I go, I could maybe watch one more and then I go bed at 10, I'll be up until 4 in the morning. And I'll literally watch them back to back to back to back. The bit where, what's that? What is the agent that he loved that was a traitor? And he gets her, like, he gets her in, like, I don't know, she's trying to escape. And he says, you don't have any more questions for me, do you? And she says, yes, I do. He says, no, you don't. Bah, 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 bah. Great, man. 24 sick. 24 sick. Quinn 40 says, Westworld or Breaking Bad? Watched both twice. I might have to watch them then. Says Breaking Bad good then? Oh, good shout here from Lee King. Lee King Anos says Line of Duty. New series is about to start. New series is about to start in like 4 minutes. So we know we're going to go soon. Ryan says Sopranos. You know, okay, this is a good shout. Kobe says Heroes. First series of Heroes was fantastic. Do you know what happened after that? I don't know if you guys know, but there was a writer's strike in America. So new writers came on board, destroyed it. But the first series of Heroes was fantastic. Oh shit, man. So many are coming in. Guys, my apologies. Christopher Scott says Life on Mars. Good. Oh, look at this. Legendary. Charlie Mosley is clean. Charlie Mosley is about 50. Emmerdale, Coronation Street, and EastEnded. Brad, you missed that Brookside and Sunset Beach. If you're going to go there, you got to chuck them all in, right? Got to chuck them all in. Karma Serene says, the ending of Game of Thrones was so horrible, it's not worth starting. I've missed quite a lot. Wait 1 second. In between it. True Detective, is that good? GT says True Detective. Scrubs. Oh, says Warp Fire says Scrub. Lost. Never got into it. Never. I'm gonna have to, Top Boy says Billy Hamilton. So the new series was sick. I can't wait for that. I think that comes out again in October. Top Boy 3 comes out in October. Black Mirror. I do like Black Mirror. I like all of Black Mirror is kind of crazy. That'll fuck up your head. Daz Main says 2 pints of lager and a packet of crisp. That's it, Nina. Mark D, it's Nina that Jack Bauer. How good was Nina, by the way? 24 was good. Dun, dun, dun. I loved it, man. I love 24. Elias Bengston. ask a question here that he should be blocked for asking. British or the US office? Bruh. Come on now. British office all day long. Ben Odin with the big super chat says that, Ben's showing his age. Ben is showing his age. See, based on this, I would say Ben could be about 50, 50. Ben's about 50. Dallas was the first one he put down. Do you guys know about Dallas? Hope you know about Dallas. Classic. 24, Luther. You can't beat for me, you can't beat a British one. EastEnders, you got to go EastEnders. EastEnders back in the day, though, with Grant and Phil Mitchell. The Last Ship, Airwolf. Ben's 50. Ben, you're 50. I'm starting to work out who you are, Ben. So I'm guessing you're 51, 52. You have to be. Not me says, hey, Ade, Viva England. Crawford was so salty last night. It was a mad turn-off. I want Ortiz versus Spence. Yeah, going back to boxing very quickly, he was. Didn't like it. And that's what made me feel like I blamed the fighters. I didn't like his attitude last night at all. And I love Crawford. Aaron Daly says, Prison Break. Didn't get into it. I have to be honest with you, Aaron. Didn't get into it. What? Talita Almeida says 24. I've never heard about it. I'm gonna Instagram you after this. You need to watch it. Power. All right, this is the thing about. Oh, I just saw one. Harry Ramanathan, Ozark. So good. 20 out of 20. Ozark is 20 out of 20. It's not even 10 out of 10. Ozark could be the best thing I've seen in the last 3-4 years. So good. Love it. Love the acting in it. North 2K7 says Game of Thrones very overrated. If you don't mind subtitles, Gamora. See, this is what I'm talking about, people. This is better than boxing, chat. Gamora is fucking awesome. Gamora is the Italian mafia thing, guys. 10 out of 10. Another 10 out of 10. No, bro. And he goes on to say, give it one episode. I promise you'll finish the season 1 in the same day. I did. I finished season 1 in the same day. Gamora is fantastic. Go and watch it if you can, people. Mark D says, shout out to an upcoming British show on Apple later this year, Slow Horses, with Gary Oldman. Love Gary Oldman. Going to be a big hit. Absolutely love Gary Oldman. So I'm with you on that. I'm with you. Man, this is going crazy, isn't it? It's crazy how much you guys love all this stuff like me. Narcos season 1. Yeah. Queen of the South. Never watched it. Saw it on Netflix. I just didn't gravitate to it. It didn't get me. Didn't get me. I have to be honest with you, didn't get me. What we got here? Desmond's. Mashup fan says Desmond's. This man, you people are giving away your age. Mashup fam is my age. Mashup fan's nearly 40. Desmond, man went to the classics. Desmond's. Alexander Wilson says, for the longest, I never knew Delroy Lindo was British. His American accent was great. There's a lot of British actors that are going over. I'm doing American films and people don't know. Like, I know Americans that are convinced like they must be American. Not only they do a good American accent, they do a good region in America as well. Fargo says Marshall James. Yeah. What we got? All right, you guys are coming in with so many right now. So I just saw one that was funny. Where is it? I saw something quite funny. Someone said Babe Station. Peaky Blinders. Was watching it back to back, and then I kind of got bored. I can't lie to you. X-Files, Mashup fan. Mashup, you really are 40. Easy. All right, guys, last 5 minutes. What we got? Peep Show. I haven't watched Peep Show. Sons of Anarchy coming up again. Should we go back to boxing? All right, quickly. Brian, boxing questions coming in from Brian Carry On. Says, hey, Ade, I have to disagree with you on Vergil Ortiz and Brandon Rios 2.0. He has shown great footwork, head movements, slips and parries. He does need improvement, but he isn't a typical Mexican fighter. Good shout. You know, I can't disagree with you. It's a good shout. What I will say, though, is I saw Brandon Rios do exactly that. I thought that, maybe not as good like foot movement, but I saw Brandon Rios coming up, very similar. And then I saw Brandon Rios become this brawler. And yesterday, there was some good work from Vergil Ortiz, but I saw him brawling a bit yesterday. And that's all I'm saying. Like if I'm a Terence Crawford watching, I'm thinking I'm just gonna pick you off all night. If that's how you're gonna fight with me, at the top level, you need a bit more than that. And that's kind of what I saw. I want to see him. And look, maybe it was the excitement of a crowd there, and I just want to see him maybe take a couple of steps back with his work and start to do a bit more better. I thought I saw a bit of brawling yesterday. Maybe that's what he needed to do to get rid of Morris Hooker. I don't know. Maybe it's a case of if he tries to have a boxing match with Morris Hooker's levers are just too long. But I just wanted to see a bit more yesterday. But maybe I am being a bit harsh. Mark D here says, also shout out to the upcoming Lord of the Rings on Amazon. The scripts are held in a secret vault on site, but they are great. Mark, are you some sort of film buff? How do you know about all this stuff? Like you were mentioning a few of this yesterday. Team Banchamek says, honestly, Ade, please watch Breaking Bad. You're so lucky you haven't seen it. It's the best thing you could have watched. Nah, I doubt that. Dude, I doubt that. Is Breaking Bad better than Ozark? If you're telling me it's better than Ozark, then I'm going to watch it. Base the Kid says, Birds of a Feather. Do you remember Birds of a Feather? Pauline, do you remember that? Jeez. Birds of a Feather, you know. Gee. Some people saying, what? People are saying that it's better. Ah, Mark D's a screenwriter. I knew it. Breaking Bad is way better than Ozark. Okay, we're watching Breaking Bad tonight. We're going to put my feet up, order some food. Ben Odom. Ben, you're kind of crazy. You're making me laugh. Big super chat from Ben saying, give the people an extra 10 minutes. I'm only a year older than you. Ben, you're not a year older than me, Ben. Ben, for you to say Airwolf and Dallas. Oh, but wait, there was another one. It wasn't just Dallas. There was another one. Was it Dynasty? For you to mention those two? Nah. It can't be. Nah, you're at least 10 years older than me. I'm not having it. What I will say, there was another couple. Do you remember? Oh, there was another one, yeah? American. Oh, it's going to bug me. The guy was on a radio and used to end his thing by saying something on the radio all the time. Guys, I need your help. What was it? Guy used to always, and this is America, it was 80s or early 90s, and he was a radio host, and I think he used to solve crimes. Oh, man. I need help. Is that what it's called? Midnight Caller? Is that what it's called? Someone said Nighthawk or it must be Nighthawk or Midnight Caller. It was fantastic. And the real equalizer, Edward Woodward. What do you know about that? What do you guys know about the real equalizer? Come on. Is it Midnight Caller? Is that what it was? Our phone jacker was fantastic. Dr. Wolf Ticket says it was Midnight Caller. Are you sure? Are we sure it was Midnight Caller? If it is, I'm going to find it and watch it tonight. Those are classics, you know. We don't get those classics anymore, man. Someone saying Moonlighting. Cobra Kai was interesting. Curb Your Enthusiasm says Mike Henry. Quantum Leap. You're bringing me back to my youth. Do you guys remember? Anthony Vanda, it said Quantum Leap. Do you remember Quantum Leap? That was fantastic. What happened to that? Oh, jeez. Quantum Leap was, oh my God. And the guy always used to have a problem with his machine and have to bang it. The man would get sent back to the fucking 50s and 60s. Quantum Leap was good. Do you remember, what was another good one? Was it Arnold? Was it Arnold? Is that what it was called? I can't remember. I think it was called Arnold. Pound for pound boxing says, honestly, the talent in your fan base, Addy, is crazy. I can't lie to you. You know what I like about everyone on this? We haven't talked boxing for like 30 minutes and people still here. See, this is why, I talk about everything. Murder She Wrote says, Base the Kid. I tell you, yeah, these kids of today, Base, they will never know. They will never know, Murder She Wrote, he says. Come on. Fucking hell. Oh, mate. Oh, mate, that's a classic. That is a classic. Oh, my God. Anthony Vanda, bruv, we need to meet up. I think me and you think alike. Colombo. You know what I like about Colombo, yeah? Colombo would know from the fucking first second who the killer was. And he'll play dumb. That long jacket. And did you? It's okay. Oh, jeez. Jeez. That was quality stuff. Midnight Crawler says Quinn 40. Men behaving badly. Man. Let me tell you now. Men behaving badly. In this day and age where everyone gets easily offended, you could never, ever have men behaving badly on TV today. You wouldn't have done it. Vicar of Dibley says Sammy Pavley. Jesus, man. Darling Buds of May says David Mannion. Different Strokes says Lee the Bald Guy. Oh my God. The series of all series, and I think this is the first time it's been mentioned on here. How dare we be doing this for 30 minutes and Paul Leacock says it. A-Team, B.A. Baracus, Face, Hannibal, Murdoch. You know what's crazy about A-Team, by the way? Like someone told me this the other day. You never saw no one die. Like you saw cars, but you didn't see blood. There was none of that for the A-Team. A-Team was fantastic. Come on. Jeez. Dr. Wolf Ticket says there's no... Imagine what you got in the 80s and 90s. I mean, we get excited now because of fucking Line of Duty, which is good. I'm going to watch it. But A-Team, come on. Chips, Friends. Don't act hard, gentlemen. We all watch Friends. We know we did. Oh my God. Chai Mun. All right, guys, 5 more minutes, I promise you. 5 minutes and we're going, because I'm getting it. 5 minutes. Someone said, what did someone say? I just saw it. It's a classic as well. Grange Hill. Remember Biker Grove? Biker Grove in her blood. HK says the Hulk. Hulk was sick, wasn't it? Hulk was sick. All right, look, we're going. All right, you know what? Let's stop, everyone. We've gone too far. Knight Rider. Jeez. That's what I'm trying to say. This was the... Oh, wait. What was the one in the helicopter? Guys, what was the one in the helicopter? Like Knight Rider, but I'm sure it started off with a helicopter. Was it Airwolf? Is that what it was? It might have been Airwolf, actually. Was it Airwolf? It was Airwolf, wasn't it? It was Airwolf. Yeah, Airwolf. Yeah, people were saying it was Airwolf. Airwolf. It was. All right, guys, that was fun. Can you do me a favor, everyone? Please. Can we get to 200 likes before I bounce? 200 likes. Cheers, Base the Kid, blood. Cheers, simple. In a bar, make a sitcom. Nothing blowing up, just good actors. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Troy Webster says Fresh Prince, yeah? As much as I like Fresh Prince, and Fresh Prince is legendary, for all the funny bits in Fresh Prince, I love when he showed real emotion. I don't know if you guys remember the series when his dad came back and then he got angry and he started shouting at Phil. That's when I realized that Will Smith was a top actor. Oh my God. Lee the Bald Guy says Baywatch. That was every Saturday, 6:30, I think it was, Baywatch was on. Pamela Anderson. I don't care anyone says. Every man, sorry for all the ladies in this group, sorry Karma, every man fancied Pamela Anderson back in the day. Every man. I don't care anyone tells me. If you're saying If you said he didn't, you're lying. If you said he didn't, you're lying. Every man fancy Pam Anderson. Seinfeld. Didn't get into Seinfeld, you know. I'll name this account later. It says Seinfeld. I didn't get into it. Didn't get into it. Milfy Swinbuckle says, I still fancy her. Starsk. Okay, wait. What was those 2 feet? Was it Cagney and Lacey? Those 2 female detectives. One with blonde hair, one with black hair. Was it Cagney and Lacey? Was it? I can't remember if it was Cagney and Lacey. It might have been Cagney and Lacey, you know. Guys, I've had fun. I've had fun today. I can't lie to you. It was Cagney and Lacey, isn't it? It was. Morgan Mindy, you know. What was that high school with the guy, and the guy's passed away recently? Was his name Screech? What was it again? What was it called? I can't remember, man. Look, we had fun. We had fun. Saved by the Bell. That's what I'm talking about. Saved by the Bell. Guys, all right, look. That was fun, man. I enjoyed that. Thank you so much. Honestly, whatever you're doing today, have a good week. What else is coming in? Have a good week, peeps. We're going to do a live watch along for Dillian White versus Povetkin. Might as well, unless you're going out to Gibraltar. But thank you so much. Honestly, thank you so much for all the new subscribers. Thank you so much, everyone watching. Base the Kid. Peace, brother. A lot of you guys should start your own YouTube channels, you know. So many of you guys know your shit. Start your own YouTube channels. But yeah, that was fun, man. I enjoyed that a lot. There's more coming in. Curb Your Enthusiasm. Peace, people. All right, guys. Karate Kid. No. As a film, yeah, we done films already. We done films yesterday. All right, guys. Peace and love.